Today we will be doing one session on function overloading or method overloading. So as you know that function or method is an important part in development of code, and we will discuss the features of function overloading in the case of Java. So in the beginning we'll have to know that what is the definition of function overloading. So the definition of function overloading is that whenever there are a number of methods or functions having the same name with different signature, then if you call a method, then the most specific method definition will be loaded or executed. So this is the definition of function overloading. So I have given the definition here, just follow. When there are more than one function with same name, this is very important, with same name, with different signature, then calling of a function will execute the most specific function definition. That means whenever a function call takes place, out of many functions, the most appropriate function definition will be loaded or executed. So this is function overloading. In some of the book you will find that it is said that whenever there are a number of functions with the same name having different signature, then it is called function overloading. Now these are the primary conditions of function overloading to take place. But to understand the meaning of function overloading, you will have to understand that it's not only the presence of the same functions having the same name with different signature, but it is the method which will be most appropriate method to be loaded against a function call. So that you have to understand. So hence we have given in the definition in that way. What is the example of function overloading? So we have given just example. We have a method void sum with two parameters int. And another one is int sum and double. So what you find that if you see the example, the two functions have got the same name. Their signature, function signature are different. So one is int, another one is double. Okay. However, the return type of method, this method and this method are different. Return types are different. So in one case the return type is void, in another case the return type is int. Hence, in case of function overloading, it does not depend on the return type of the function. So the return type of the function may be same or it may be different. Okay? So whenever we talk about function overloading, we will have to remember that two particular points should be followed. In one case, the name of the method should be same and the signature of the method should be different. Now, just to remind you that how the signature or the parameter list can be different. So, signature or parameter list can be different in many ways. Number one, so what are the different ways? Number one, number of parameters. Number two, type of parameters. Number three, order of parameters. So this briefly says that how the signature of the two methods would be different. So there are three clauses by which you can understand that how the signature can be different. Now we will see that the advantage of function overloading. that why we will use function overloading concept in our program. So regarding the advantage, there are few points listed here. So the first point is it increases the readability of code. It increases the readability of code. Readability of code means you find the code easier to comprehend and understand. Second point, flexibility of calling a method with different values. So you have the same method, but see the way of the parameter list are different. Hence, you have the option to call the method with different types and set of values. Implements polymorphism. You know that polymorphism is a feature of OOP, and Java is fully object-oriented programming language. So, through function overloading or method overloading, you get the implementation of polymorphism. The last point leads to constructor overloading. Using the same principle of function overloading, whenever you are doing a program in class, then constructor overloading takes place, where you can have more than one constructor in a class definition having the same name in the variation of the signature of the constructor. So, same function overloading would be leading to constructor overloading. So, these are the advantage of function overloading. Okay. Now, we will see that inside function overloading. So, we will have to see that how function overloading actually takes place. Now, whenever you call a function in Java, then there are few steps which takes place. So the steps are that first it will try to find out whether there will be the exact match or not. So exact match means the values which you are supplying, whether that values will be matching with the method prototype or not. So if exact match is not found, it will not tell you immediately that it is a mismatch. So it will try, there are different steps, and it will try to find a matching. So that matching, which takes place in different steps, will be called the best match or most specific match. So the different steps are something like this, like it will try to match through type promotion. It will try to match through auto boxing or unboxing. Okay, so the different steps when takes place, then if a particular match is found, then that match will call that best match or most specific match. So now we will just write down the different step of executions when a method is called. So when a method is called, then the different steps which takes place would be something like this. So it will be like with a particular method call, it will be method call. So the different situation might take place with a method call. So number one, that exact match. Number two, best match. Number three, ambiguous match. Number four, no match. Now there are four cases which may take place when a method call will be there. Now in case of exact match and best match, you will find that you will get some result. So it is it is ending with a result. It is not an error. Okay, so you will find the result of execution. In case of ambiguous match and no match, you will find the errors. You will find the errors. So no output will be generated when ambiguous match or no match is there. In case of exact match, I'll give an example. Say you have a method. In case of exact match, you have a method like void sum int, and you have given a method call. You have given a method call which is sum 5, 6. So this will be the example of your exact match. Okay, this will be the example of your exact match. And now regarding best match. So when you have a method like void double, you have a method void sum double, and you are giving a call like sum 5, 6, 7. Then this 5, 6 and 7 will be converted to double. So it will be 5.0, it will be 6.0 and 7.0, and it will be matching with this method definition. So this is called the specific match or best match. Now ambiguous match. Whenever in the method definition you will find more than one method is ready to be executed against a particular method call, then that is called ambiguous match. That means in case of ambiguous match, the compiler cannot decide that which method is going to be executed, and hence it gives the error. Okay, so in case of ambiguous match, we find no result and we get a compiler generated error. So I'll give an example of ambiguous match. Just check with this. If you have two methods for ambiguous match, I am telling you, if you have got two methods, one is void check string. You have a method void check string. You have another method void check string buffer. Now string and string buffer are the two classes in Java, inbuilt classes in Java. And then when you have these two method definition and you are giving a call like check null. If you give a function call like this, check null, then the compiler will not be able to decide whether this method will be executed or this method will be executed. Okay? Because null is supposed to be the initial value for both these object of these two classes, and since both of these methods have got the equal priorities and no one is ahead of others in terms of execution, so this method call will raise the condition which is called ambiguous match. So we must not give the method definition in such a way, or we must not give the method call in such a way when ambiguous match will arise. The next one is no match. Consider that you have got a method definition like void sum with 2 parameters, void sum with 3 parameters, and in these two method definition you are giving a function call which is sum of int, or you just put the value 5, 6, 7, 8. So there are four values we are passing, and in the method definition you have got 2 parameters and 3 parameters. So this will lead to the case of no match. So here we have understood that how function overloading steps are there in Java. So we'll follow up with some example programming that how you will be working with function overloading. So let's take an example. So the question is like this. We have the question of function overloading, which is like this. It says that using function overloading, so draw the following pattern. So we have got void draw is a method which has got int, and we have got void draw int char. So in the question it is specified that you have two methods. Both are void draw. In one case one parameter, and through the parameter you will just display this pattern when n equals to 2. N is the size of this pattern, and for this case it will be $$$$$$$ when n equals to 2, n equals to 3, and char equals to $. So using the concept of function overloading, do this. Okay. So how we will proceed regarding this? Write the class here. So class overloading, and here we will define this method void draw. So int n for int I equals to 1, I less than equals to n, I plus for int j equals to 1, j less than equals to I, j plus system dot out dot print will give here star, then system dot out dot print ln, then bracket over and method over. So this is void draw method. Similarly, we will do the another method for displaying this another pattern. So for another pattern, we write here void draw int n char ch. Same thing we'll do almost. So for int I equals to 1, I less than equals to n, I plus for int j equals to 1, j less than equals to I, j plus. So we'll give n number of row and n number of column. Okay. So in the beginning we'll give I equals to 1, I less than equals to n, I less than equals to n. Okay. And here in every column we have got n. So here we will give the value of n here, and in the first case, since we have only one value n, so instead of I, we will be giving here n2. So n and n, right? Now here we will write system dot out dot print. We'll give here ch system dot out dot println. So here is the end of draw method to draw this pattern. Now what happens that you will have to execute this method with appropriate value so that you get this pattern. So for that purpose, without creating the object also you can do it. So we can write the main method within the same class. So let's write the main method void main. So in the main method we can simply call the method to draw this pattern. So for the first case we can write draw, and here the value of n is 2, and in the second case draw 2, 3, and here dollar as it is given in the question. So this is the main method. Now we will end the class. This is the end of class. Okay, so what you have observed that in the class definition we have got two methods. In one method there is only one parameter, in another method there are three parameters. Okay, so both the methods are called with the appropriate number of parameters, and then at the end of the execution we find that on your screen you will find this pattern and this pattern will appear. Now in case of Java you have a scope of creating the object and calling the method. Now our main purpose was to make you understand that what is function overloading. So we have just done it without creating the method. However, if you want, you can create another class and then you can create the object, and through that object you can call all this method and you will be getting the same result. So today what we have completed in this session, we have come to know the definition of function overloading, followed by what are the advantage and example of function overloading. Then the most important thing of the session was that what are the steps taking place when a method call is there. So the 4 steps which we have described, that is exact match, that is best match, that is ambiguous match, and no match. So and one example program which will implement the function overloading concept in Java. I hope you have enjoyed the session. Thank you very much. We'll see you in the next session. Thank you.